Hey, what's going on, guys? It's been quite a while since I've uploaded anything to YouTube. So I thought it'd be nice maybe to do just like a little bit of an informal update video for everyone on YouTube over here. While I go over things, I'll be playing some clips from my last Twitch stream, so it should be enjoyable regardless. And I'm going to try to do something a little different. This video, I'm basically going to hit record here and then just kind of talk, and I'm not going to try to like script it or anything. And if we just get into it right now, I will say like there's something interesting that I've been reflecting on too. Like I think the last YouTube videos that I've done, especially like the Swarm car pack video, was pretty cool, but it felt kind of like, well, I guess scripted because it was, right? So I want to try maybe just relaxing that a little bit. I think maybe I'm trying to be a little bit too professional, and I think a lot of nuance gets missed inside of there too. So, definitely let me know what you guys think if you like this style of video. I'm really not sure how it's going to come out. I'm actually recording the commentary first and then doing the clips after. But anyway, that being said, I just kind of wanted to reflect a little bit on this last year. If you can believe it's been a year since I've uploaded I think it was the Swarm car pack video, and that was actually before I even knew the Swarm guys at all. It was just a car pack that I really enjoyed, and really one thing for me is I was have been and continue to be really big on realism. I look at Assetto Corsa as a training ground for me to actually get back on track. So it's something that I was always searching for, and then in that we started talking with them a lot. And yeah, I feel like we've become really good friends, and they've been really receptive with feedback and changes and whatnot. But let me like take a step back. Let's just kind of go over. I have a little bit of a bullet point list here to kind of talk about. So in this last year, I should say, we switched. So we've had our server on, and we've been making, or rather, I've been making small little incremental changes throughout this last year. If you guys have seen like the Drift Weekend recap videos, I actually added proximity chat, which I think was huge, man. I think that was a really big thing to really emulate the IRL feeling of like going to an event, getting in the pits, talking with people. And I feel like that's been a huge benefit to the community, actually. With the server specifically, we've seen like a huge, massive adoption across the whole entire Assetto Corsa ecosystem, which has honestly truly been humbling to see. And in that too, like we used to have the server public, but we are basically running 32 car tracks, I think, almost maybe some 30s, and even then like we were seeing it populated almost the max now throughout the week, versus it wasn't that long ago where I was kind of sitting in the server by myself, which is, again, like, it's truly, I'm just so thankful for that. So as far as the server goes, that's kind of what we've been doing, just adding like different changes and cool things that I think that would be beneficial. And then what I've also been doing, if you're not in the Discord, and of course these links will be in the description if you guys are interested in joining, but we've been running like different polls to see like, hey, how do you guys feel about this, or here's a concept that I was thinking, what do you think about this? And I think that's been really instrumental in us making positive changes, right? Because then that way we're adding changes that people are actually asking for, and having a voice on, I think, is kind of important, right? That I really do look at the server like I'm kind of facilitating it, but at the end of the day, the community is driving the decisions, and I'm just kind of facilitating it through. Yeah, you can see this is just a one take because I'm not even saying everything perfect. But through that, the only thing that I could say, I'm just trying to stick on a topic at a time. Throughout this time, a lot of adoption. We did have an issue where they just randomly switched our server to a different machine, which was jarring to say the least, and that switched the invite link and the IP address itself. And then fast forward, maybe it was like 3 or 4 months ago. I'm not really sure. I feel like time's going by so fast, but we were having like really weird instability issues with people from different countries, and not just like ping, but like it, like connecting and like lag basically. And after some like back and forth talking with our hosting provider, I decided like, okay, so we need to switch our hosting to a different machine, which again is another IP address. Really was hesitant to do it, had to rebuild everything, but I decided like there was enough people having connection issues that it was a good decision to do, and thankfully, yeah, that ended up being a very good change, and we haven't had any issues since. So I had like a lot more written, just for transparency, I did write a script at some point, and then I thought about it, and I'm like, I think it's a little too much. And then the only other thing though is we also were having issues with install missing content. We switched that to basically, I guess I'll just say like Cloudflare, and luckily I think it costs less than what we were using before, and it's extremely fast. I mean, I think the difference was the Swarm pack is, I want to say like 3 gigs in like maybe a minute and 30 seconds. On our old service, that would mean we'd probably have like maybe best case like 300 to 500 megabytes downloaded, but now the entire pack can be downloaded basically in a minute and a half if you have fast enough internet. I tested it multiple times, and yeah, every time it came back like that. So really good change that we made there. That's kind of where we've been at with the server, man. Just making sure it's clean. We had to moderate a little bit once we took it from public to more of like an unlisted, I guess, like position. I feel like that's been a net positive for everyone, and there's still been a lot of people on the server too. So I mean, that speaks a lot to the community adopting it, which again, I guess I'll just say one more time, I'm super thankful for. So that's as far as the server goes. Let me talk about maybe some changes that I made. So if you are maybe a little bit, I'm just thinking like, if you haven't really seen any of my videos, I started on single screen. That was really cool. I wanted to switch to VR, which I've always loved VR, but I never really got that involved in it. And I was really hesitant because I did try one time, I think, and it was just a nightmare, man. Like I couldn't even drive in solo, and I was just super frustrated. Luckily, a friend of a friend ended up meeting Scooby, actually, who has been instrumental in helping me through my VR issues and getting all that set up. So ended up getting it set up through him, and it's been honestly a lot of trial and error, bro. Like it really, I think VR is so cool and it's so sick, but there's so much to learn because you have your VR variables, and then you have the variables in Content Manager, and there's just a lot of things, and me and Scooby joke a lot, but it's like one checkbox, bro, can definitely make or break your entire Assetto experience, basically. So been going through a lot of that, especially with like OBS, VR. I guess there's like the track cam that you guys see at the top, all these different things in the settings, of course, and all these different things. Like I've had so many problems just with like having like weird frame hitches or like ghosting, where when I went to transition or had someone in front of me and they're transitioning, I'm transitioning with them, I had this ghosting issue that I just couldn't get past, man, and it made it really hard to like drive to what I believe is my a better potential. I was gonna say full potential, but that's maybe arguable. But yeah, like I couldn't shake it. I have been just going through optimization after optimization so much on Assetto, trying to just get it to a more reasonable position. I finally got it to kind of a stable spot, but I just realized, like, even though, and at the time, man, I was running a 10900K and a 4090, which I really feel like should not have issues, but I guess nowadays, like, that is kind of outdated. I mean, that's like 5 years old. So thought about it for a while. AMD was having a release of their new 9000 series, and after like a lot of research, I decided, you know what, I'm gonna wait for the 9950X3D. I think it makes the most sense from a creator standpoint. Yeah, it might be a little extra, but there are a lot of things in the workflow, like off stream, that I think would be beneficial, and maybe even stream itself. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna upgrade. And in the meantime, I was also thinking, like, what else can I add for realism? I'm not sure if you guys know, I run a butt kicker currently, and at the time, I think it's almost the full year probably. And then I was looking into a couple other things, and someone in my Twitch stream was like, yo, they have like this G-Force harness belt, and I was like, oh, that was kind of interesting, because motion never seemed to be like really, people really wouldn't recommend it for drifting, at least from what I've experienced and the people I've talked to. So I'm like, okay, yeah, like I'll try that, and if I ever go to motion, like I can add it too. But with my PC setup, again, like the old one, the 10900 setup, like was just spiking my CPU. I was getting like way more lag, and it was just unusable. So I literally, this thing is like super expensive, by the way. Like it hurt, purchasing it basically. But yeah, I had to disconnect it and just be like, okay, well, I guess I'm not running that. But which leads me to the point of, then I upgraded the PC, so went from DDR4 to DDR5, a lot faster memory speed. Still the 4090, obviously, like GPUs are crazy, and then the new CPU. And I will say, like really, things have definitely been better through like a little bit of research. If there's any VR people watching, it does seem like basically the issue was something about the, I don't want to say reprojection, but the bandwidth to encode and decode, because you have your OBS running, the track cam, which is using some of that, and then you have your VR itself that has to send and receive, transmit data. And what I ended up doing, and again, this is maybe just a little TMI, but now I'm on the iGPU, so iGPU for OBS, which is using the CPU basically, like the built-in onboard graphics for it. And then for like everything else, it's on actually the 4090, and that seems to be what the answer is. So I think if anyone is out there listening to this, if you're having similar issues, I'd definitely first off message me. I can help you, or at least give you some insight that I have definitely built over the time. But having two PCs, I mean, obviously that seems like the easiest answer, but maybe if you have a little bit higher hardware spec, or it really depends on your hardware, I think. You could probably run what I'm doing, so having OBS go through your CPU, onboard graphics, and then VR and Assetto basically through your GPU. So I don't know if that's like TMI, but yeah, so now I'm on the new computer. Things have been good. There's still like a couple little tweaks here and there that I'm making. And then I want to say, I think on the first Swarm video, I've been on the Moza, still on the R12. It's been pretty good to me. There's still a little bit of unique things going on there, but yeah, I think overall we've kind of sorted out a lot of the hardware issues, and I feel like I definitely have driven a little bit better after making that change. So I think that's kind of where I'm at as far as the hardware goes. We went over the server stuff. Maybe like a small thing I can say is I did update the Discord too to make it a little bit more easy. We have a lot of FAQs on like how to set up voice chat, or how to fix if the track is giving you a checksum, and even Scooby created like a little VR guide. So definitely, like, if you guys are on the Discord, I'm there to help. The whole community is there to help. Everyone in the community is fantastic in that regard. I mean, into almost every regard, but definitely like they're all very willing and able to help people. And the other thing I should say with the Discord part is we had a delivery section, so I don't want to say too much, but I will say, like, I'm working with the Swarm guys, and there's some really cool stuff coming on with delivery creations, and I don't really know how much more I can say, but I will just say, like, if you are a livery creator, would love to have you in the Discord. We have a section just to post deliveries that you create, and there's been some really cool ones. There's been some really cool designs that people are coming up with, so shout out to everyone that's been doing that for sure. Then beyond that, I think I'm just thinking what else would be helpful in this video. I guess I could just say, like, for the Swarm stuff, yeah, like I said before, really, I made that video, didn't really know them. That put us in contact. We've really been talking a ton back and forth ever since then. A lot of feedback, not only from me, actually, but from the community on, like, what the cars are doing. The new V3s, if you haven't updated, I mean, you're missing out. They have a new ST tire, which I was very reluctant to switch over to, but after, like, forcing myself on it, I can really see how well that mirrors the IRL experience. So if you're not on that, I would definitely recommend updating. And I think currently it's actually 3.2 with a lot of updates. They're really continuing to, I feel like, perfect not only the physics, but a lot more of the cars, and kind of filling it all out. But at the end of the day, like, we are talking about 30 cars, so it's a big process. Let me think what else. The other thing I would say is I met this fella named Killball. You guys might have seen a Minecraft, like, drifting in Minecraft Assetto Corsa video. I thought it was really cool. It didn't have enough pits, but we ended up getting in touch, and yeah, he's been really creating some really unique experiences for Assetto Corsa, such as Dynamic Driftworks, which I think is a very cool kind of realistic track. Elevation Shift, which I would say is kind of like IRL-ish, but it has a lot of banking stuff, which is, again, I think is very unique to Assetto. And then I think his last release of, as I'm recording this anyway, was Nova Station, which has some really cool integration features that I have actually never seen before, where you can kind of make lights and color changes for the track. I don't want to spoil it, but if you haven't downloaded that, definitely I would give that a rip for sure. And obviously he's continuing to do stuff. But I think like really where the majority of this video comes from is, I also just wanted to say, like, basically there seems to be a little bit of pressure, man, to create cool and interesting YouTube videos. I think the weekend recap videos were cool. In hindsight, looking back, like, I think maybe the format was a little aggressive, where I was making these edits and then basically trying to match the pace of the edits, and it was just a little bit too fast. So I want to do something a little different. I was saying to myself, and I've been thinking, like, really where my YouTube is right now, I'm obviously not a big creator or anything, so I really should be able to take more creative risks and leaps. And I think that's something that I want to do, man. But I guess I don't know really how to explain it, and maybe no one really cares, but I just want to say, like, there's been a couple projects, man, that I've like gotten halfway done. There's actually one, I'm not going to say too much about it, but I got all the way to basically the very end, so we're like 80% done, and I was like, dude, I don't really know, man, like, and it felt really formal. And I guess maybe this video maybe is a testament to me just trying to do something a little bit different. And at the end of the day, man, like, I'm not trying to be like a YouTuber. I see myself a lot of time more like I just am a drifter, or someone who enjoys drifting, and like, not only driving, but like the whole sport itself, basically, who happens to like stream on Twitch, who happens to make YouTube videos. So I guess, like, if you're still watching this, like, here's kind of like my general thought is, like, I really want to make stuff on YouTube that's beneficial. And the weekend recaps were, I think, generally okay. They just started feeling a little bit forced near the end, and it's not really necessarily about the views or anything. And also, like, I should say, man, like, I met a lot of cool people through YouTube, and I'm starting to realize, like, I think that is a really good way to continue to grow and build our community with the right people. So that's why I'm really trying to think about, like, what I want to do. But some concepts I was thinking about, I know it's probably been done a million times, but maybe like a how to drift video. I think maybe like a more advanced like tandem video, maybe like a tuning video. I'm not really super good with tuning, but I think some of the hesitancy that I have with that is, like, I don't necessarily know everything, man. And there's a lot of things, especially even now, for sure, even now, where, like, I feel like I'm like, oh yeah, I'm doing pretty good, I'm like looking pretty strong, and then like I just learn more, and I'm like, oh, like, I didn't realize I'm making that mistake, or oh, I didn't realize this. So I think some of the hesitancy that I have is just because, like, I know that maybe, hey, this advice is not going to end up like really aging very well, or my opinion might change. So that's kind of why I'm like, I'm not sure about those. I was thinking about, and maybe I still will, I'm not sure, but I was thinking about doing like maybe a little bit more cinematic style videos, but they just take such a long time. Like, I think I've done a few. There was one that was like my first one that I did. I think I actually had like a whole week where I was just plugging away at that, and it just took so much time. Was really cool, the end result of it. I tried to, like, I think I tried to recreate it with the next one, and it just really didn't work out the way that I wanted it to. I think it was still cool, but I think I was just trying to push myself a little bit too much and trying to make it as cool as the last one versus like just something that I thought was cool in general, and that was nice. So I feel like I'm rambling, but maybe basically what I'm saying here is, like, if any of you guys watching have any suggestions or ideas or things that you guys want to see, that would help me a ton. I really do want to put stuff out there again that I think people will see value in, and even if it's not perfect, man, I think that I really just need to step in and start doing instead of like lamenting that I'm not. So I guess that leaves us with like, well, okay, so what's next? Well, I will say this, man. Even though I'm not on YouTube as much, and who knows what the future will bring, I'm always consistently streaming. I really, really try hard to stick to the schedule. Every Friday at 5 p.m. Arizona time to like midnight-ish. And then Saturday from noon to midnight, like the first hour on Saturday. That's all Arizona time, by the way. But first hour, like I'll pull some clips up that I've seen throughout the week, or some that I think that people will enjoy, just so we can kind of like wake up, hang out for a little bit, and then basically drive for all the other 11 hours too. And actually, speaking of that too, like I don't know how I didn't even mention, but throughout the different every month, I should say, there are some things that we've been trying to do. So again, if you've been in the stream, you've seen, I think for the last 3 years we watched FD events together on stream, which has been hilarious and really fun, honestly. And then outside of that, every month we've been rotating through which swarm cars that we have on the server for a given month. So if you want to maybe like help decide which cars are there, that's a really good opportunity, especially if you have a favorite or whatnot. And then what we've been doing recently, I think for the last 6 months or so, maybe a little bit less, we try to do like a switch up weekend. So I think like one weekend we did a different car pack outside of Swarm. One weekend we did, I think it was like a day and night cycle. I think there's a couple that I'm missing. And then this last weekend, or a few weekends ago, this month, we'll just say that like that. What did we do? We did all random tracks. So basically, like, we would spin the wheel, and then whatever track it landed on, you know, we just drive. And that was really fun, man. That was really crazy. It was a really fun time. And there was some tracks that were like pretty difficult, but I think it's important that you like get outside of your comfort zone, and that helps you grow, right? That's the only way you can grow. So yeah, I'm looking at the timer of this recording. I see that we're already 20 minutes, and I'm kind of like cringing to myself. I don't know how I hit 20 minutes. So I don't know, man. I really didn't make a script on this. I really hope that this is helpful for everyone, and I hope that it maybe is enjoyable. I'll work on the editing of the video, try to make it look interesting while you guys are watching. But definitely, like, if you made it to the end, I'm just really mainly doing this as a testament that I'm gonna try to force myself to do things that I'm personally uncomfortable with, and that like this video, I'm already like, as I'm literally commentating, I'm like thinking about it in my head. I'm like, oh man, those are really gonna watch this. Like, oh dude, you're asking for feedback. I don't know if you're gonna get it. But I just think it's like, even if this video gets like 10 views or 0 views, it doesn't matter. It's more of like, I just want to start putting stuff out there for the wider ecosystem. I think we forget as streamers, or maybe people that are like accustomed to Twitch, is like, I don't think a lot of people have time in their day to just sit on Twitch and watch it. YouTube, and even myself included, gives you the ability to watch it whenever you want. So yeah, man, I just want to make some cool stuff. I think there's a lot of cool things cooking. Oh, and you know what? There's a couple of things I'm realizing I didn't mention, but I'm just going to leave it out because it's already too long. So, hey, man, if you guys made it to the end, man, hopefully, yeah, let me know, dude. I have no idea. I have no idea what the reception of this video is going to be. So if you guys like this kind of style, maybe I could come up. Yeah, like if you guys like this kind of style, man, maybe I can come up with some like main topics to talk about. Like, I also was thinking, like, what if we just did like a track breakdown? I really think like the informality, or like, rather, I don't know why I'm using that word, but like just being a little bit less like professional and like posh. Dude, this vocabulary is crazy right now. But just like an informal discussion about stuff, I think is better, even if like the production quality isn't like what I would expect or assume or maybe want it to be. I still think it would be helpful, man. And I think sometimes it's just more entertaining, and also just like more personable too. Cause like I said, man, I'm just like a drifter really at heart. So I don't really look at like, oh dude, I got to get a video out to viewers, or, you know, oh, I'm streaming to a bunch of viewers. It's more like, oh yeah, like I'm drifting with the homies, like, and I'm like talking to the homies. And that's how honestly right now, how this video feels too. But it's hard to know if it's like a one-way street or not. You know what I mean? Kind of talking to a computer. Anyway, I've gone on too long. I just want to say, and just end this video by saying, I want really genuinely want to say thank you guys, not only for watching this, bro, but for supporting me through this YouTube journey that I'm going on. The streaming journey that I've been on, I mean, we have seen substantial. I think I'm almost at like 5,000 followers or something crazy on Twitch, which is honestly insane. We hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, which is super insane as well. And I forget the number off the top of my head, but I want to say, like, dude, I think we're at like 3K or something on Discord. And most importantly, like, the numbers aren't really that important. It's just more about the community and, you know, growing the server and having more people to drive with that have like-minded interests, or a shared interest, maybe I should say, and similar mind. We'll just put it that way. So thank you guys for making it all possible, man. It's been a super humbling, and I'm very grateful for this experience and the opportunity to be here. So we'll see what comes next, man. I will definitely be looking at the comments to see if you guys have any feedback and what you think. I have a sinking suspicion there won't be much, but we'll see, man. We'll see. And you know, I'll talk to you guys on Discord. We'll talk about it on stream. But anyway, I gotta wrap it up or I'll continue to ramble. Thank you guys for watching this video. Genuinely, let me know what you guys think of this style and all my ramblings. And yeah, man, if I don't see you soon on YouTube, you can always catch me on Twitch, and you can always catch me on Discord, of course. Thank you guys again. I will see you on the next video. Peace.